What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome everyone to the NFL Betting Blitz. I'm your host, Erik, aka ETOP21 Sports, and my man back for week 2, Waffy 2000.
Wolfie 2000.
Waffy?
Wolfie.
Woofy 2000, the host of the notorious OTB podcast. My boy Chase. Chase, how you doing today, my man?
Doing good. Just kind of glad I got an extra hour to sleep off the Breeders' Cup hangover, and unfortunate Gino couldn't be here because he got to enjoy the Breeders' Cup, but glad to be joining you again this week.
Hey, man. Glad to have you, dude. You did a great job with your touchdown round robin parlay. Gino's in bed, sleeping off, partying at the Breeders' Cup. Have you ever been to a Breeders' Cup?
Yeah, I was at the 21 Breeders' Cup that Knicks Go won at Del Mar. That was a fun one. It was a fun one to be at. It was still kind of COVID-y. Like people were, you had to like wear masks in the Uber and inside some places. But yeah, it was really fun. I was definitely experienced being somewhere I didn't feel rich enough to be. Because there's a lot of money at the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, we went. God, when did we go? We went when it was at Churchill a couple years ago, before COVID, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
From what I remember, it was a good time.
Yeah, it's fun. everyone's dressed to the nines. Everyone's ready to party. It's pretty fun.
Uncle Rico went with the jeans, the pink button down, white t-shirt underneath, 4 buttons unbuttoned, the T-chain showing.
Yeah.
And Air Force coat.
I was for one day I was blue sports coat, baby blue shirt, red pants, and then some shoes that I think you could describe as honey cognac would be the hue. Honey cognac, I think.
I was wearing sandals.
Sandals, beautiful.
I was
beautiful. If Uncle Rico can't bet with his big toe showing, then Uncle Rico don't bet.
I'm just that guy, dude. Like, dude, anything over 60 is fucking sandal weather for me, dude. Like, I gotta let the puppies breathe, dude. Gotta let those puppies breathe. We're not here to talk about fashion and horse racing. We're here to talk some NFL. Crazy slate right now. Obviously, there's the game going on over in Germany. Last time I saw it was 14-0 Chiefs.
21 now.
21-0 for me. Sitting on the Chiefs -2.5, excuse me. Feeling pretty good. Fun fact: do you know the last time the Dolphins beat a winning team?
I'm gonna guess it was sometime last season.
Week 3 last year when they beat the Bills. Long time.
Fortunate.
So let's go dive into the game. First game on the board, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to Cleveland. What say you, my friend?
This is a spot where I actually want to play the dog here in the points. I'm taking the Cardinals plus 12.5. I think you're going to get a little pop in offense from Clayton Tune getting the start here. They just trade Josh Dobbs away to Minnesota. You have to think that if Clayton Tune wasn't capable to float them for at least a couple games until Kyler Murray gets back, they maybe don't pull the trigger on that trade. So I like Clayton Tune in that spot. I also, as an angle, really like rookie quarterbacks making their first start mid-season, because it's not like there's a lot of tape out there. He was electric in college. No one's really seen it much of him outside of college in the preseason. So I'm going to play that angle and say that the Browns can't win with margin, and the Cards covered the 12.5.
And Chase won the bet to see who could say margin first. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Always good. Always good. So this is my thing with the Cardinals, okay? Why the hell last week didn't you play Kyler Murray and then throw him out there and try to trade him?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the thing that just doesn't make sense. I think this team is a dumpster fire. And the Browns, it's kind of a good situational spot, I feel, to fade the Browns. You have way bigger cojones than I do because I can't do it with Clayton Tune. So prop to you going against that defense. But it's a double-digit number in the NFL, so obviously you're going to look to the dog. And you hit the nail on the head. It's tough to trust Watson to cover this big of number with him not playing, him not looking well. defense is stout, but if they're not able to score, they're not able to cover the number. End of the day, for me, it is a pass, but I will say this. Uncle Rico's still alive in that circuit contest.
There you go.
And Uncle Rico's going to Cleveland. That's what I'm doing with my circa.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, nothing really here for me. Next game, we are going to the Bears, to your Saints, dude. Very surprising year from your Saints. They're looking pretty good. Going to the Bears. Bears are going with the rookie Badgett. Any opinion on this game, buddy?
I mean, it took a little bit for New Orleans to hit their offensive stride. I think it was the game that went into overtime with Jacksonville where they really started to pick up the scoring. It continued into next week. Then you've got the Bears, who had a pop in offense with Badgett, and then he falls off the next time because you have a rookie quarterback in his second start. You have tape out on him. Now you have him in his third start. I think that the way to play this game is going to be under in the total. And I'm going under 41.5 because I don't think that one of these teams will hold up their end of the bargain, basically, when it comes to the scoring. Either the Saints are going to have a little bit of a point regression after the two stronger offensive performances, or the Bears are just going to be completely stymied. The two things that I do trust in this game are the New Orleans defense and the Bears defense. So I don't want to mess with the side with that large of a number. But I do want to mess with this total and the under 41.5.
I like it. Saints defense is absolutely elite. Very good. Bears defense. I mean, they got Sweat. It's going to be interesting to see what Sweat looks like. Where's the third amigo? I'm assuming he's in bed still. I'm assuming Jim's still in bed.
Yeah.
My only bet in this game is I went Kamara over 32.5 receiving yards. Bears have given up 497 yards to opposing running backs, which is 62.15 yards per game. Last week, Eckler, 94 yards. He went over his total on his first reception. Week before, Josh Jacobs only had 6 yards, but Zahir White had 28. He went over his prop. Against the Vikings 3 weeks ago, Madison, 28 yards. He went over his prop. Week before that, Commanders, Gibson, and Brian Robinson went over their props. Are we starting to notice a little trend here?
Right.
So they just really struggle, especially in defending the passing game. Derek Carr, I don't think that AC joint is still quite right. So his depth of target has been down the last couple of games. So it's a little bit more of a dump off to Kamara. Kamara has missed like 4 or 5 games this year, and he leads running back in targets and leads running back in receptions. It's just absolutely insane. 8.8 targets a game, 7.8 receptions, 45.5 yards. Look, give it to me. Player prop, Kamara over 32.5 yards receiving. Next, we are going up to Green Bay, the frozen tundra. And we have the Los Angeles Rams against the Fighting Jordan Loves. What say you, my friend?
I'm pretty certain the wrong team is favored here. And because the wrong team is favored, I'm going to go with the Rams on the money line plus 160. I have no faith in Jordan Love, but I do have faith in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and that they will shred the secondary. So I'm a pretty no muss, no fuss Rams money line here.
I like it. Nothing for me. This is a pure stay away game for me. I hate the Lakers 99 Henderson props. I don't mind it. Green Bay does kind of struggle a little bit against the run. I'm sure that prop is probably in like a 40 or 50 range. I would definitely look to do that. I kind of like that. No real feel for this game for me. Stafford's not 100%. Can someone tell me what the fuck is going, excuse my language, with Aaron Jones?
No idea.
He has been nowhere to been found. He's wearing the red no contact jersey at practice. What is going on here? Literally, I have no idea.
Also, there's the tendency of Matt LaFleur to take what works and then just decide not to do that for the rest of the season. He's so bad about his play calling and just forgetting that one part of his offense exists forgets that his running game exists, forgets that the passing game exists for a little while, runs a whole bunch of motion, a lot of window dressing, eye candy sort of things, and then just doesn't do it again for a few games. I don't understand him. I don't get Matt LaFleur, and I think he's kind of a fraud of a coach, to be honest.
And you bring up a good point. Like, when Rodgers and LaFleur were together, Rodgers led the NFL by a great distance in audibles.
Yeah.
Like a great distance. So Matt was calling the play. Aaron would just go up there and it would just kind of check out of it. And
do what needed to be done.
I think we're kind of seeing that Rodgers was a bigger part of LaFleur's success than we gave credit to.
Right.
Granted, they have offensive line issues, really banged up. Aaron Jones is banged up, can't really lean on that run game. So maybe you give him a pass for that. But I think you and I can both agree Jordan Love ain't it. Jordan Love ain't. Let me ask you this. Will Levis or Jordan Love?
Will Levis or Jordan Love? Right now, you have to say Will Levis, quite honestly.
Jordan Love or Bryce Young? That's a tough one.
That is tough. They might be on the same plane right now, quite honestly. Like, they're very, in terms of what I'm getting out of them. Right now, I'll give the edge slightly to Jordan Love.
Jordan Love or KJ Jefferson, excuse me.
The man has a heart of a champion, KJ Jefferson, obviously.
Andrew chimes in. How is Chase talking about anything else but no balls right now? He is a true Renaissance man.
Thank you. Andrew is also, he was on No Balls with me, and he's part of the Brotherhood of the Spacious Scrotum, as I've started calling us.
For those who don't know, Chase has a very successful, great podcast called The Notorious OTB. He has been on No Balls for as long as I know. A horse that won at what, 10 to 1 yesterday? What did he win at?
He went off at 13 to 1.
13 to 1.
Yeah.
So phenomenal call by him. If you're not listening to the Notorious OTB podcast and you bet on horses, you probably don't like winning money. I'm just going to say that. Probably don't like winning. Just a casual observation. Next game, we are going to the Minnesota Vikings, going all the way down to hot Atlanta to play the Falcons. What say you, my friend?
In all honesty, this is a pass. But in solidarity with XFL Jim, it's Falcons minus 3.5 because of XFL legend Taylor Heineke. So literally, I urge no one to tail me on that. But I do have to do it in solidarity with XFL Jim.
So Hall's starting for the Vikings. We really don't know what he is going to look like. Bobby Thomas, Falcons big. I can definitely see that. And I'm going to say this. So Josh Dobbs, in the limited starts that he's had in the league, targets the tight end an exorbitant amount.
Okay.
So next week, get DFS, we got to be starting TJ Hawkinson. If someone in the league is panicking because Cousins is out, throw that low ball trade. Try to get a little TJ Hawkinson. Because we need to remember, in the fantasy community, Josh Dobbs had everyone convinced that the tight end, whose name I can't pronounce for the Titans, was going to be a serious thing with the production he put up last year with Josh Dobbs.
Oh, Chigakwonkwo.
Yeah. So now, and he's nothing now. So we need to remember all these quarterbacks have places they like to throw, people they like to target. Dobbs likes to target the tight end. Make sure to make a mental note for that.
He made Chigakwonkwo just first touchdown gold last year during the Titans games.
Targets a tight end, so really look for CJ. In terms of this game, Heineke starting for the Falcons. I am a little salty because I needed in my round robin 15 more goddamn yards, and he did not target him at all. Vikings are going to obviously lean on this run game. because Hall's there. Offensive line, I have the offensive line insanely high in my rankings, but I think the Falcons will be able to get to it, limit it, force Hall to make some passes. I would lean toward the Falcons here. I am going to say this, though. In terms of Kyle Pitts, something is interesting is happening in Atlanta, and nobody is talking about it, especially in the fantasy community. Pitts no longer lines up like a tight end.
No.
He lines up like a wide receiver. Drake London is out. I would look for some Kyle Pitts props. That's a little teaser to my round robin. They'll be coming out later in
There we go.
the show. Now we are going up to Baltimore. The Ravens hosting the Seahawks. What say you, my friend?
I'm playing a version of this in the round robin, but I'm being a little bit more conservative there and treating it like an anchor in my round robin. But I'm going for the gusto in my straight up play in this game. I'm not touching the spread. I'm not touching the total, but I am going to touch Zay Flowers for a first touchdown plus 750 here for Baltimore. Should have a favorable matchup.
He targets the middle of the field, and I really feel like there's a reason why Zay Flowers is targeted so much, because he lines up in the slot. So I like that one a lot. Bobby, I'm old school, dude. I go through one goddamn notebook a freaking week, dude. I mean, I got papers, like I got freaking typed out shit. I got 2 notebooks, dude. Don't fucking hate the process, Roberto. Don't hate the process. I took the Seahawks here +6. Seahawks traded for Leonard Williams, and their D-line just got a lot better because of it. This is a type of move that can take a team from just making the playoffs to be able to winning a playoff game. I talk about it every week. Lamar doesn't cover big numbers. As a favorite of 3 or more against the spread, he's 41.5%. When he's a home favorite of 3 or more, that drops all the way down to 38.7%. Flip side, Carroll as a dog, 67%. As a dog getting 3 points or more, a robust 78%. My issue with the Ravens is I just don't trust Lamar to make the throws to the outside of the field. He has one game of over 300 yards, and that was against my Detroit Lions,
Sure,
who were without both slot cornerbacks and without their middle linebacker that covers the tight end position. I really think the Seahawks are going to lean on the run game, heavy coast of Carbonet and Walker, shorten the game. Because of that, I like the Seahawks. I got them at 6.
I like it. I like the play.
Dude, big guy's struggling after yesterday's game. I'm not gonna big guy's struggling. A lot of salt in the throat right now.
God.
Next game, we're going down to H-Town, going down to Houston. We have the Texans against the Bucks. What say you, my friend?
I feel like this would be the spot to take the Texans coming off the loss to the Panthers last week, but I'm passing. I think I want to stay away from this game, and I'm not really sure what the Bucks are yet. I do know that I like the Texans quite a bit, so that's where I lean, but in the long run, I think it'd probably be better for me if I pass this game.
I got a game. I got to play in it, dude. Give me the Fighting Baker Mayfields. I'm taping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus the 3. And I feel the book on CJ may be out. Now, hear me out, Chase. First 4 weeks, 2-2, 94 for 151, 62.6% completion percentage, 303 yards per game, 100.85 QB ranking. Next 3, 1-2, 49 for 86, 56.9% completion percentage, averaging only 196 yards per game. And having 2 of the 3 games, he didn't go over 200 yards passing, and a QB ranking of 84.84. Bucks defense is pretty decent, 13 DVOA. But the thing is Bowles is going to bring the blitz and get in CJ's face. And the one thing that the Texans do that I really don't like is they run on the first and second and down. This team, out of every team in the league, has the worst third down distance to go average.
Yeah.
So they're really behind the chains. Now you got a young rookie whose teams are starting to figure stuff out. We all know it's a copycat league against the defense that's going to bring the blitz. Look, I like the Bucks here plus the 3. Also, Texans 24th DVOA against the pass, 18th against wide receiver 1s, 20th against wide receiver 2s. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to have a day against this Texans defense. And it hurts me to say this, dude, because I have the Texans over 6.5. I have Stroud to win Rookie of the Year, but I got to take the Bucks here plus the 3, man.
Because there was a point in the season where like Stroud put up the number, like the greatest QBR ever for like a rookie or something like that against the blitz. And it seemed like then he caught the Steelers, who were a little bit blitz happy as well. And they got he played a good game there. It makes me wonder that if the Bucks are going to, be pitting back their ears and he's able to play well against the blitz, or I'm not sure if it trailed off or not is I guess what I'm saying. Like, did they keep blitzing him and he came back to earth, or did they sit back and just wait and play zone, drop 8?
I would just bring it right at him, dude. Because I
think so.
My thing, it's like, let's look at their wide receivers. You have Nico on the outside. You have Dell on the inside. You have Dell on the in the slot. They do try and kind of struggle against the slot. So maybe Dell could have a good game, but their DBs aren't that bad. If they could get pressure, I think he's going to struggle a little bit. And no Damian Pierce. That means you have Singleton and Boone running the ball.
That's
not
rough.
Not that high. So I'll take the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 3. Grimy card for me today, man, but those sometimes are the best cards. Next game, another grimy one. We have the Washington Commanders against the New England Patriots. Now, let me ask you this. Jordan Love or Sam Howell?
Sam Howell.
Jordan Love or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
Yeah, it's getting a little tougher now.
Yeah, a little tough.
Talk to me, big dog. What do you think about this game?
Man, I think you might feel the same way about it that I feel. I got to take the Pats here. Listen, they traded away their entire defensive line. Now they don't have either line, basically, in Washington. So I think the Pats actually handle them pretty easily here, win with margin. So I'm taking the Pats minus 3. And, it makes me feel icky, but I'm doing it.
I like it. And I love how you beat me with the myth with margin twice. I think the big issue here is no Sweat, no Young. So they're rotating in more different defensive linemen. So we really don't know who may not know their assignments. I think this is going to open stuff up for Stevenson to have a little bit good of the game. Howell tends to stare down his wide receivers. I think Belichick's going to look to take that away. There's one thing that I've noticed about Mac Jones. As a dog, this guy fucking sucks. He is god-awful covering the number as a dog. But this little SOB, when it comes to winning with margin and covering, he is good. As a favorite, he is 60%. When it's 3 or higher, 67%. So he's covering. It's just when he's a dog, he can't get it done. I think Pats are going to. It's funny. I go be able to win with margin. That's my next no. And I know, like, look, I'm a.
You ran up the score on me last week with win with margin, so I'm trying to do the same this week.
I know a lot of people talk about, what about Ron Rivera as a dog? Well, here's the thing. Take away those numbers when he had Cam Newton and when he was with Carolina, then talk to Uncle Rico about Ron Rivera covering as a dog.
Right.
Right. Superman ain't coming through those. Superman ain't rolling out there, dude.
No.
You got Sammy Howell back there. And I just think the big thing is New England's offensive line is getting healthier. You're bringing in different pieces on the offensive line who aren't going to know their assignments. look, I think so. How can I word this? Let's say you bought a business.
Okay.
Are you going to keep everyone that works there, or are you going to get rid of everyone and bring in your own staff and get it done the way you want it done?
Yeah, you're 100% are going to hire the people that you know and you trust with your business and your livelihood. So even if you're a billionaire and you can afford to buy a team, you're still going to do the exact same thing.
Exactly. So with that being said, I think this is a sell job. I think, and also like let's say because the East in my eyes, not the East, but the NFC is wide open for a playoff spot.
Sure.
You're telling me those guys like aren't pissed? Now you lost 2 of your 4 best defensive players.
Yeah.
That's not going to take a mental aspect. Look, I'm going to take the Pats here. I think Belichick's going to confuse Howell. I'm on a -3 as well. Next game. And how the living like this late window of games,
Right.
this 3 slate late window of games is lovely.
Yeah.
Is lovely.
Yeah. Hold your nose, right?
First game, we're going to the Frank Wright Bowl. We're going the Indianapolis Colts against the Carolina Panthers. What say you, my friend?
Yeah, personally want to play the Panthers for the Frank Reich revenge angle, but there's no way I'm going to do that. There's nothing about this game that makes me want to be an investor here. It's you have a lot of emotion at play with the head coach with Frank Reich. You have a rookie quarterback against a backup quarterback. Yeah, it's just stay away, run away from this one. If if you're me,
run away. I mean, look, that's kind of what I thought when I was going to be here, but then I started thinking to myself, who the hell is Gardner Minshew to be laying 3 points on the road and being, and look, Bobby knows me. Who is Gardner Minshew to be laying points, expected to win with margin on the road? Nobody. There's no world where he should be expected to be a road favorite. The big news is Grover Stewart is out for the Colts. Dude, who's Grover Stewart, bro? Grover Stewart is one of the highest.
My favorite character on Sesame Street is who he was.
He is one of the highest graded run stoppers in the NFL. So you're going to be able to run on this Colts defense. Your boy Taysom Hill at 63 yards. Jerome Ford, before he got hurt, got 74. Kamara, who really hasn't been running the ball that well, but has looked good in the passing game at 53. So you can run in this Colts defense. And in the last 3 weeks, the Colts defense has given up a robust 38 points per game.
Yeah.
Panthers offense has looked better. Wright is not calling plays anymore. They have this, I'm spacing the guy's name. What he is doing is, you mentioned the motion. He's doing this to help Young dissect what's going on with defensively.
Yeah.
So that way you can tell man zone where the blitz is going to come from. And Young did look better. Panthers D is starting to get healthier. Brian Burns is pissed off he didn't get traded. He is going to be a man possessed. And when you look at Gardner Minshew, he has negative ROI as a favorite, negative ROI as a dog, 42% in his career against the spread. And another thing, Frank Wright tends to cover. His teams tend to get better after the bye. I'm going to take Wright here in the revenge. Give me the Panthers here. I got it at +3. Now, dude, and it just keeps on better because you know what? I have a bet in this game. But before we get that, did you see the story on social media about how Mark Davis fired Josh McDaniels?
I actually didn't. I was so engrossed in the Breeders' Cup. Please enlighten me, because I love good firing stories.
Because historically, you don't fire on a short week. They played Monday night. You're not going to fire someone on a short week.
Right.
Tuesday's Halloween. And the story goes, per social media, where we know everything on social media is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels showed up.
Dressed as Mark Davis, right?
As Mark Davis.
Oh my God.
Mark Davis goes, hey, you like PF Chang's, I'll order some PF Chang's takeout. We can meet, talk about the team up in my office. So Joshy's like pumped up. He's like, dude, I'm getting some PF Chang's, dude. Gonna be meeting with the boss,
Little FaceTime with bowl cut. Yeah.
So they have this nice little PF Chang's, maybe a little crab ragoon, little fried rice, a little orange chicken. I don't know what he likes to eat. And then Davis goes, hey, what does your fortune cookie say? So Joshy like rips it up, reads it. Allegedly, it says, you're fired, hotshot. If that's true, Mark Davis is the most savage man available.
I don't care what he does with the Raiders organization for the rest of his life. I'm now forever a Mark Davis fan because I hate Josh McDaniels so much. Like, he's a terrible coach, and I'm so glad that he got fired. I think isn't football more fun when the Raiders are a thing?
It is. And the thing that pisses me off is that special teams coach that they had as their coach.
Versace or whatever his name is.
They never should have got rid of him. They got him to the playoffs. And if you're Devontae Adams, how effing pissed are you? You came there for Derek Carr, and then they just, Derek Carr, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, come here. You're going to be starting. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But from what I'm hearing not many people in that locker room like Josh McDaniels.
That's what I heard too.
And I think this is going to be an insanely spirited effort. And I know people are like, Devontae Adams is going to have a huge coming out party. I think it's going to be Josh Jacobs as the coming out party.
Yes.
The Giants 27th DVOA against the run, allowing 110.1 yards per game to opposing running backs. PFF has this graded a phenomenal matchup for the Raiders offensive line against the Giants defensive line. And we all know what these defensive type coaches, and the intern coach is a defensive coach, what they like to do. Turn around, run the ball. Turn around, run the ball. Keep that clock running. And I think they're going to lean on Jacobs a lot. I think that this offense is going to be insanely simplified with the Giants. Injuries, them not able to stop the run, Daniel Jones being hurt. What happens if Crosby gets him and he's out and you're running in Danny DeVito again?
Right.
And, no. I think this is going to be a spirited effort. I hate the fact that I'm betting the Raiders -1.5 with the Giants. But you have to do it. No Waller. Waller's out too. So they're one of their best playmakers. Giants offense just hasn't looked right. I'm on the Raiders -1.5. What say you, my friend?
I had one note on this, and it's the words rally around the interim. That is one of my favorite angles in betting football, is rallying around interim coaches in their first game after they get it, especially when you have someone as disliked as Josh McDaniels was in that locker room. Because through ESPN hear the same thing, that like he was just not really a personable kind of guy, wouldn't really talk to you like you were like an adult, and everyone kind of just really hated him. So yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to be fired up and ready to play. I took the Raiders -1.5.
Now, one of the games of the day, we are going to the Dallas Cowboys going to the Philadelphia Eagles. What say you, my friend?
I'm staying away from sides again. If you've seen the college, tailgate show, if you've seen me on this show before, you know that I have an alternate personality known as Taker, and he likes to tune fun out of football games. And I think the fun gets tombstoned out of this one. I'm taking under 47 with these two defenses. I don't want to touch a total that high. This could be a 2013 kind of game. I am going to play a prop though. I think that CeeDee Lamb has a day, and I'm going to do what I did earlier because this CeeDee Lamb will make a appearance in my touchdown round robin. I'm going to play him for the first touchdown straight up. I've got him for an anytime touchdown in the round robin later.
Tailgate is the best college football on the show. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate your support. Yeah, I think CD is in line for a good game. Hurts a little bit banged up, has that leg thing going on. I want nothing to do with this game because when I look at Dak, this is the thing that stood out with me. Dak as a dog, when getting 3 points or less, 28% against the spread.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really perform when he's a smaller dog. And then you have McCarthy. I don't know. This game to me, it's going to be sad to say in my setup, this is going to be the game that's off to the side. And I'm going to have Raiders, Giants on the main screen. Colts, Panthers on the secondary screen. And then the corner screen, I'm going to have Cowboys, Eagles. That's going to be my setup. And it
just a wonderful day of football watching on slate for you. Well, I guess Cowboys, Eagles will probably be a pretty good game to watch at least.
Sunday night football. We are going to the Bills against the Bengals. Interesting game here. This game opened up. The Bengals were a small favorite. Now it's moved to them laying 2.5. What say you, my friend?
It stinks, and I don't want any part of it. I think that this game should be pretty competitive. Now, for me, this is typically would be a system play on the Bills, probably on the money line, small spread, money line dog. Anything within a touchdown, I'm usually going to try to fire at the money line dog. But I don't want to F with it. I don't want to F with Josh Allen and which Josh Allen is going to show up. Is it the one that's going to throw 4 picks, or is it the one that's going to just go out there and shred with Stephon Diggs and, Shakir and all these guys that he's got? I never know which one's going to show up. So unless I feel fairly confident which one is going to show up, I'm not going to take it. But like Sports Facts says, if I were going to be on a side, it would be the Bills straight up.
I kind of want to take the Bills straight up too. We've kind of seen it this year. These teams that start as small dogs and close as favorites, there's a 2 to 3 point move. They generally just don't cover. So in my world of worlds, I want the 3, and I'm holding off. Because I really think I think a 3 is going to pop, because I think everyone's going to remember the game that the Bengals had last week against the 49ers. Trey Hendricks is hurt, and he is absolutely huge with what they try to do defensively. Bills brought in Douglas to help with their back four. But the main thing was, I'm still pissed off about that Bills game in the playoffs when the Bengals were just picking up people from the freaking streets to play offensive linemen, and Leslie Frazier wasn't blitzing. Now McDermott is calling the plays. McDermott's going to look to bring a little bit more of the pressure. You know what? I'm waiting for the 3. That's my thing. I am waiting for the 3. Give it to me. Chase, now we need to talk a little Survivor. What if you had a Survivor? What would you be playing today, my friend? Are you in a Survivor? Do you have anything left?
I'm not in a Survivor. So I go with something that I feel like people would have left to play here, and it's the Raiders. Raiders against the Giants. Rally around the interim. Let's do it.
Dude, I did the easy way out. Just give me Cleveland. I'm doing easy way out. Just give me Cleveland. Survive in advance. Excuse me. Now, the round robin. What are you doing with the round? After seeing your round robin, I feel mine round robin's a little soft.
So I did all first touchdowns last time. I decided to this time sprinkle in some anytimes, 2 anytimes that I feel pretty confident about as anchors in a round robin that I'm playing as 2-teamers, but I'm also going to play one time as a 5-teamer straight up. So for the 2-teamers, I have a potential plus 14,450 payout if I hit everything. If it hits as the 4-team parlay, it's plus 686.89.
Juicy.
We're going to go Alvin Kamara, first TD, plus 375. We're going to go CeeDee Lamb anytime TD plus 135. That's the anchor. Jonathan Taylor first TD plus 400. Zay Flowers anytime TD plus 190, also an anchor. And then after hearing Uncle Rico talked, I kind of wish I was on the flip side of this and went Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go because I think they're going to have to run a lot through Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley first TD plus 325.
I like it. I like it. This is mine, and mine's a little weak 4-teamer. I'm sorry, people. Mine's a little weak 4-teamer. I did Josh Jacobs to rush for over 90 yards at plus 174. Kyle Pitts to have over 60 yards receiving at plus 174. Your boy CeeDee Lamb over 90 yards receiving plus 134. And then Jerome Ford to rush for over 60 yards at plus 130. That's a 4. And then that's just a little basic 2-teamer parlay. Nothing fancy like Mr. Big Time over here. Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
We do these round robins every single week on the college football tailgate. Don't mean to toot my own horn. 4 for 6 yesterday. Almost came back with a whale, but can't win them all, buddy.
I was 2 for 4 with bordering on going 3 for 4 with K-State, but I got the Hogs and I got by the hook. I got Rutgers plus 19.5.
Always good. Chase, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your Sunday. Coming in, you're probably exhausted after Breeders' Cup and every college football and everything. So I appreciate that. Make sure to give my boy Chase a follow at the Wolf of Oakland on Instagram, Twitter, and I promise people he's working on that TikTok. So make sure you give him a follow.
Yeah.
He's working on TikTok.
He's trying hard to talk me to the TikTok.
Also, make sure to download, subscribe to his podcast on Spotify, The Notorious OTB. Let's cash some tickets. Let's make some money. We'll talk soon, my friend.
Thanks for having me, man.